Hey you guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, today I am in a different spot because I was just like, I don't really feel like recording in my room because the lighting in my room is just extremely bad right now. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot record in my room right now. So I was just like, why not I come to my parents' downstairs basement and record this video in the basement. And I was like, that is a perfect idea. Why don't I record this video? And basically, I'm going to be talking about two couples today, Ramses and Marissa, and Tyler and Ashley. Tyler and Ashley is going to be like part of like the second part of the video. But for now, I'm about to be talking about Ramses and Marissa. And honestly, I just have a lot to say about these two. So first off, when I first saw this breakup, I was like, oh, like, you know, they'll get over it. Like, this is not really sticking out to me. Like, this breakup is just not really sticking out to me. And then, like, as I started seeing how, like, real men act in real life, I was just like, like, these are guys like Ramses. And I just feel so heartbroken for Marissa, because I'm just like, why did Ramses put her all through this? Like, and I'm just like, why did Ramses go through this whole competition with Bowden just to get Marissa, for him to just reject Marissa when Bowden could have had him, when Bowden could have had her, basically. It's just, to me, it's just so weird. Like, just the fact that, like, you literally took Marissa. Y'all, this man was in the pods, and he literally, oh my God, I'm trying to, like, get my camera right. It's gonna have to be like this. But, like, I really don't understand. Like, sorry, I thought something was going on. But anyways, I don't know. I'm kind of confused because I'm just like, there literally is like so much going on, just so much tea going on, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, what is really happening right now? Because with the whole like Ramses and Marissa thing, I'm just like, there's really no way that Ramses led her on like this. And I think that, like, Ramses, like, he didn't come with the right intentions at all. He was just constantly hurting Marissa. Like, he was just constantly hurting Marissa. And then I even heard some news that, like, Marissa tried to, like, get back with him, like, 6 months later. Like, she was trying to shoot her shot again with him. And he said a hard no, basically. So I'm just like, I think this is evidence that, like, you kind of came on this show for clout. And I'm just like, also, like, when you went through such a horrible divorce in the past, why would you go on another show where you have to get married? And, like, you're basically, like, they're forcing you to get married at the end. So just like, so then first you get divorced. And then you come onto this show and you just dump a girl because you were afraid, you're afraid about your ex-wife. You were thinking about your ex-wife, how much you hurt her, and you didn't want to hurt Marissa in this marriage. But I'm just like, you didn't even have the courtesy to, like, trust yourself that, like, you could be able to, like, keep up with her after marriage. Like, you know, be there for her 24/7 after marriage, no matter what obstacles you come through. And I'm just like, isn't the whole point of the show is to, like, get married and actually, like, and I think that Ramses was not really ready for marriage because marriage is about working through things. And I think that Ramses wasn't ready for that. Like, you see how with Ashley and Tyler, despite all the tea that's going on about them, you see how with Garrett and Taylor, like, when Taylor saw that, like, Garrett replied to that text message, and then, like, Taylor was, like, you know, crashing out about it, Taylor still stuck beside Garrett. Like, it was no breakup. Like, you know what? All right, I'm done. I think that Ramses just comes to, like, a conclusion that, like, Ramses was really never ready for marriage. I think that, like, Ramses just wasn't marriage material to begin with in his life. And it's just like, he's just fucking these women over and over and over again. And I'm just so sad for Marissa because Marissa was in this Marissa was in this 100%, and I just kind of want to cry for her because I'm just like, wow, like what she has went through is just so deeply like profound, and like I cannot fathom it. I really just can't fathom it like at all. And I think, sorry, did I say Ramses? I meant to say Marissa if I suddenly said Ramses just now. But anyway, like for Ramses was never ready for marriage. Ramses was never ready for marriage because like you go to the pods, like it's like, see, for me, like if I know that like I just came through a divorce and I know that like I have some hesitation in me and stuff like that, and I think that's what Ramses is, like he has a lot of hesitation in him, and it's just like he cannot handle, like he just couldn't handle the pressure of like getting married to her. And I'm just like, so you did all that just to say no? And I'm just, and what was I'm trying to refer to I was watching this one guy's podcast. I forget what I was going to say about that. But yeah, I feel like that Ramses should have been able to at least then work through the marriage. Like, I'm kind of confused. Like, I need more questions. I really need more questions. But just like, for Ramses to just do all this and then to just reject her like that is just so diabolical. Like, it is just very diabolical. And I was watching a podcast basically also talking about Ramses and Marissa, and I wanted to kind of refer to that podcast, but I forgot what I was saying. But like, it is just super diabolical to just drop off a girlfriend like that who you love so much. Like, to me, that's very. And then also for Marissa to even like go back, like I was watching the podcast, I was watching this podcast, and somebody was saying that like when Marissa was like reaching out 6 months later to Ramses to like if she wanted to work things out with him again, like to date maybe, when Ramses said hard no, she said that herself, like if she was in Marissa's shoes, that she would have only gave Ramses a 1 month window. And I would too, as a Virgo. Like, as a Virgo, me, I only like, there is no going back. Like, you said you didn't like me from the jump. I don't need to waste my time with you. I do not need to reach back to you 6 months later, because what is that doing for me? It's honestly just making me go back to like what I just don't want for myself. It's just like literally a friendship. If you have that one friend that is just constantly rude to you, constantly fake to you, why go back to that friendship? Because it's just going to hurt you more. It's really just going to hurt you more. And I just feel like that at the end of the day, and I even heard that like Marissa is not even herself after this breakup still a year later. That's honestly also sad. So I think that Ramses really just wasted her energy, like wasted her time. And the fact for you to like bring up, oh, like me and her, like our energy just doesn't match, that is one of the most dumbest excuses. It's one of the most dumbest excuses to literally act like, quote unquote, you're getting married with someone, and then literally say like, literally for you to go ahead and say like, oh, our energies just don't match. Like, our energies just really don't match each other. I'm just like, what is that? Like, I would never say that an excuse. So it's like, was Marissa's energy too much? And if Marissa's energy was too much for you, you should have told her that in the beginning, and you should have ended the thing off in the beginning. And I think at the end of the day, Ramses just wanted to play the game of Love is Blind. He wanted to be in competition with Bodum, whatever his name is, that guy, which even though also Bodum has legitimacy about him as well, I honestly at first didn't think that either the guys weren't for him. Then I kind of got happy when Ramses did like propose to Marissa, and when Marissa did choose Ramses, I was just kind of just like, oh, okay, like, you know, Ramses is better for her. Because when I heard that tea about Bodum, about like him like with another woman, I was just like, oh, like that's just kind of foul. Like, Bodum better not end up with Marissa. And so then now when I see Marissa with Ramses, I'm just like, I thought it was like, really, like, I thought Marissa and Ramses would really get married. But then just to see all this unfold, and then another thing is just like, you knew she was military, and I'm just like, why didn't you open more up to that in the pods? Like, or did Marissa not really disclose a lot in the pods? But I'm just like, if you knew that she was military in the pods, and then like you were acting like you were okay with that out of the pods in Mexico, and then when real life, when you got to conversations, and then right before the wedding, you say, oh, it's the energy, oh, It's not like it's the energy, but I still love you. Like, that is just so fake. That is very fake. And I'm just like, Ramses, and I said this on my TikTok page, Ramses is one of those guys that will literally test you so hard in a relationship and then make you seem like that, like the person actually like really loves you, and then like just to blindside you at the end. Like, Ramses is one of those guys who will literally, just like Clay. Oh, yeah? Ramses is just one of those guys who will literally just play in your face. And it's just kind of sad. Like, he's one of those guys that will just make you feel like, and I've seen people go through this in real life. That's why I was just like, I wish I could have told that person. But it's like, it's literally true. Like, Ramses is one of those guys that will literally play in your face all day long. Like, he will literally play in your face. He will literally make you feel like that you are a nobody, that you are nothing. Also, like, another thing, like, to put it in perspective, like, I honestly just feel like that Ramses wanted the brand deal. Like, Ramses just did not care about marriage, and he was never trying to work with her. Like, he was never trying to work with her. He literally was never trying to like compliment her on, like, I mean, Leah, like he would give her some good feedback, but it was just like the relationship just was not really real for them. Like, I didn't see the relationship being extremely real for them. And I'm just kind of just like, what happened? Like, I need more questions. And I feel like that at the reunion, like, he is not going to admit to like what he did to Marissa. I think at the reunion he's going to be very nonchalant. Like, I honestly don't know, but I'm just like, for the amount like of work you literally went through with this girl just to be like, yeah, no, like, I don't really like I'm just like, so then why did you like string her along? And I just feel like that, I think Jessie Woo said this on her podcast, but I just feel like that, like, Marissa would have been better for Bodum. Like, Marissa should have chosen Bodum, like, period. Like, she should have never chose Ramses. Even when I saw them two dreads, I was just like, oh, I already knew Ramses. Actually, I didn't really think, when the cast first came out, like, when you had the cast first come out, and you saw like the people's first impressions with like their quotes, I saw Ramses and he had the two little things in his head and like the two dreadlocks in his head, and everybody was just like, oh, like, I don't like, like, they were kind of skipping him. They're like, oh, like, next, oh, like, he's not gonna get married, he's a player, like, he gives me this type of vibes. I was just like, yeah, no, like, it's not gonna work out. And so when I saw Ramses, I was just like, he's not getting married. Like, I could already just tell by like the two dreads, like, he's not getting married. And then when I heard that like Ramses was back on the dating apps before the show even aired, like, that also got leaked, that Ramses was just back on the dating apps before the show even leaked. Before the show even aired, I was just like, yeah, Ramses not getting married. But then when I saw him paired with Marissa in the pods, I was just like, then does Marissa get married with Ramses? I don't know, like, well, then, cause I'm just like, this is just a beautiful girl. Like, you cannot not marry this girl. And then for me to just see him just do that to her, like, last minute, I was like, wow, like, you wanted the clout, like, you wanted the brand deals, like, you wanted to be on TV, you wanted to be on the show. Like, and then for her to keep on asking, like, are you sure? Ooh, like, that hurts. Like, for me, if a man tells me that he doesn't like me, I am not gonna be like, are you sure? I am not gonna beg for that guy. Like, we could still work through things. No, you don't like me, stay over there. And I think Marissa should have proceeded that way. But hey, you're on a love show. You know, when you're on a love show like that, like Love is Blind, where you could potentially be getting married, where you could potentially be getting a husband, like, you have to sometimes, like, and if you really want that, sometimes it might take you just to beg. It might take you just to beg because you want that relationship. It's like, you kind of want that relationship. So it's just like, sometimes it's going to just take you just to, like, to beg. Like, you gonna have to beg. I don't know, but yeah, I feel sorry for Marissa. Like, I really, really feel sorry for Marissa. Like, wow, like, that's actually a lot. That's a lot. That's really a lot. Anyways, on to the next, Ashley and Tyler. So, I don't know why, but I was watching Jessie Woo's podcast, and I was watching Jessie Woo's podcast, and she was with a lawyer. I forget her name, but I was watching Jessie Woo's podcast. I was going to say Jessie Woo's lawyer, but I was watching Jessie Woo's podcast, and she was speaking out with a lawyer, and she basically went through all of like Tyler's background checks. But I'm just like, there's a part of me that doesn't believe it, and there's a part of me that does believe it. And I'm just like, if this is all true about Tyler, how did he get into this predicament? Like, how did he get into this predicament? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Like, how did Tyler then get into this predicament? Like, there just needs to be something going on, like something that I'm missing, because I watched a podcast like myself, whatever, like that, and they were basically like just calling him out. They basically went through like documents, they went through court documents, they went through judgments, and like Tyler's friend said, Tyler has been sometimes like, you know, his life has been kind of crazy. And even when I was reading Tyler's description, he was even saying that like his dating life is like a reality show. And I guess as something would come out about Tyler, I just knew that like something would come out about Tyler when I was just reading his bio, when I was reading his description, and I was like, interesting. And I was just like, so is there really something that like is really missing about Ashley and Tyler? Because now I'm kind of skeptical about Ashley and Tyler, because I even saw Ashley being on a podcast, and I even saw her saying that like, oh, like she was saying something that was a little bit like giving us a clue that like they may be trying to get a known divorce, or like that they may be trying to get a divorce now. And I'm just like, I wish that Netflix could just release the Love is Blind reunion, because I'm just like, it's very kind of, and I heard that like the Love is Blind reunion is like not going to be all that, because I followed this Instagram page called like Love is Blind Tea, and like they were basically saying that like the reunion is just very nonchalant, like it's just very vague, and like we don't really see a lot. So is it looking like that, is it giving that like we're gonna just have to wait till podcasts to see like what is really going on with Ashley and Tyler? Because right now with like, and they even pulled up all his debt, like the lawyer was literally pulling up all, like he said that like, she said that like Tyler has been evicted 4 times, that Tyler has like $32,000 in like debt when it comes to child support, that like Tyler and Ashley can't even be a homeowner if they like really want to buy a home. And I was just like, wow, that's actually like really, really shocking. Like that's super shocking. And I'm just like, how did he get into this predicament? And then people were talking about how like he's an addict, how like he just gets addicted into like just taking on, like just getting money from women, like he owes multiple women money or something, or he owes one woman money like $8,600. And I'm just like, this is a lot, like this is a lot to take in. And then you even have people throwing backlash with on like Jessie Woo and the lawyer, and then people were just like basically making thing on Jessie Woo, like, is Jessie Woo a journalist? Like, why is she calling out all these people when it comes to like their background checks, when it comes to like how much money they owe in child support, or like just like why is she like basically going in depth into like these castmates? And I feel like that she has the right to do it, because I'm just like, this wouldn't have been a problem if they just did background checks. Now I'm entertained, so I kind of thank the people who cast the Love is Blind for creating the drama. But I'm just like, if y'all really claim that like you guys are really a strictly love show, like why aren't you guys casting like people who don't have that much background? Because now it's like you're having so much stuff that just is leaking out about them. And I'm just like, did producers cast like skeptical people on purpose? Or the producers cast not the best people on purpose so that like they could just make a scene and basically like cause a dramatic season for it to get like more viewership, more likes. Because I mean, ever since season 1, like I like season 1 because of the drama, and also Cameron and Lauren too. But that's not really why mainly I love Love is Blind season 1. I love Love is Blind season 1 because of the drama. Like, I was just getting into it, and I'm just like yes, like this season is dramatic. Now I don't know what to say about the season just yet, because I could only speak on this season after, like, I would say like weeks after the season aired. Like, it has to be like until next season comes around. That's when I could speak on this season. But basically, we get to like this reunion is going to be like very vague. So are the podcasts going to be our actual reunion? Like, I honestly don't know, because I'm just like, this is a lot of information that is just blurring around the internet with Ashley and Tyler. And I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on? What is really going on? Because I'm just like, I need to know the tea now. Like, I need to know the tea. And I'm just waiting for somebody to interview Tyler. I'm waiting for somebody to interview Ashley. I'm even waiting for Jessie Woo to interview Ashley or Tyler. I'm just like, I need to know what is going on between them. And if it's either Netflix is villainizing Tyler and Ashley, and like basically like Netflix just made Tyler and Ashley, and basically Tyler looked like this swindler, and then Ashley looked like this desperate woman who want to get married. I don't know if Netflix is like kind of villainizing this couple as a whole, or is this true and is Ashley just finding out about all this information just by watching Jessie Woo's podcast? Because I know that Ashley does follow Jessie Woo on Instagram, and Ashley did see one of Jessie Woo's YouTube video reviews when it came to like the Love is Blind cast. So I'm just like, what is really going on? Because I'm just like, there is just so much hate on Ashley and Tyler, and I'm just like, see, I would be damned if I got married to my husband and I'm getting all this hate about like that my husband is a swindler, he's a deadbeat broke man, he like is like a liar, like he's just a bad person. And it's like do we not know what Ashley and Tyler knows? Because I'm just like, I would like I'm putting it in my shoes. If I got married and people can't even be happy with me because of like just tea that like other people are spilling, and I'm also starting to think like, is Bree the baby mama lying now? Because I was even watching a podcast, and one of the girls was just like, I think Bree is lying. Like, I think Bree is lying because like, just like for her to like, she could have like just never said any of this. She could have just kept this on the low. Like, she could have just never said any of this information. She really could have just kept this information on the low, kept this tea on the low. And I think I was watching another podcast, and they were saying how like Bree, the baby mama, never needed to speak out at all. And people were even saying like, is Deshaun lying? And I think a guy on a podcast was just like, it's just so weird how like she was just saying how like somebody was clocking like the way how Deshaun was speaking on Jessie Woo's podcast, and being like, oh, but she said this to Storytime with Ricky, but then she said this to Jessie Woo. And basically they were trying to say that like Deshaun was telling a different story when she was talking to Storytime with Ricky on TikTok messages or Instagram messages, I don't know which one, or text messages. And then when she went on the podcast with Jessie Woo and Ricky, she said another story. So she told two different stories, basically, this guy was saying on the podcast. So I'm just trying to find out that like, who is lying? And whoever is lying should either like needs actual consequences. Actually, whoever's lying could potentially get sued by Netflix for just like making this person look like something that he was not. I don't know, but I'm just like, this is actually really insane. Like, and then if it's true that like Tyler owes all this debt, I'm just like, is Ashley okay with it? Because I'm just like, when you are financially messed up, like, you should never put yourself in a marriage. Like, it's okay to like be financially messed up, but like, if you know, like, I'm just like, also like, if you're financially messed up, do not go on a reality show where like people could literally like just pull out your information and basically make you look broke on a reality show. Like, if you are not right, don't go on a reality show. And it was also like, I saw this one girl, I'm actually friends with this girl on TikTok, and she was saying that like Tyler and Ashley are complaining about everybody like talking about their relationship on the internet, but I'm just like, at the end of the day, they both decided to go on a reality show where they could potentially be getting criticized. You know, they could potentially be getting like, like some constant heat, because at the end of the day, y'all put yourselves on TV, so you're gonna get exposed. It's like when you go and pop the balloon. When you go and pop the balloon, like, you can literally, like, you are literally putting yourself to get exposed by other people. You are literally putting yourself out there to get, yes, love from people. Like, you are gonna get love on the internet, but you're also giving yourself, like, you're putting yourself out there. And I'm just like, guys, like, don't act like that you guys can't take the heat when, like, you decided to, like, take your love life all the way to a reality show. Because I'm just like, if you are worried about getting exposed, getting criticized, people spilling tea on you, don't go on a reality show at all. Like, don't go on a reality show, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's gonna hurt your mental health, and people can do but so much to control what the commenters say on Instagram, or like what people comment on your page. Like, it just gets a lot, like, and it's like, you're gonna have to block a lot of people in your life. Like, you don't want that. And it's just like, even be careful with what you post. Like, if you are afraid of like getting heat from people, don't post controversial stuff on the internet. And I learned that the hard way. Like, if I don't want to get heat from people on the internet sometimes, let me not post this controversial meme, because people will sometimes get into it, like argue in the comments. It's just like on Threads, people could literally take the chance to like argue with you. Like, so I just go to say that as just like, I don't know, like, all this that's like spilling about Ashley and Tyler, I'm kind of like very sorry for them. But like, if they really wanted to like protect the relationship, like, both of them should have never gone on a reality show where they're exposing themselves to millions of people for them to like judge them, literally judge them. And it's just like, yes, you guys think about it. You guys don't know what you actually are signing up for. But like, you guys seen the show Love is Blind already. Like, it's 7 seasons. Of course, y'all seen the show already. Like, don't tell me that you guys are not, like, you also didn't go on the show to be famous, because even the married couples go on this show to also become famous. Like, so it's just like, you've seen the 7 seasons, and you've seen like you've literally seen, like, I think when people from season 7 were applying for this show, it was season 4. Y'all literally seen, like, literally Micah get bullied on this show. Like, you've literally seen people from season 4 get bullied on this show. So it's just like, for y'all to then like not expect people to come for you. I mean, baby, you literally signed up for, like, did you not know how public this show was? Did you not know how big Love is Blind was? How many followers these people get? So it's just like, yeah, like, people are going to literally do some commentary. Like, it's just gonna happen, and like, I don't know what to say. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That is my commentary for today. Sorry if like the lighting was wrong, but I had to record it on new space because the lighting in my room is just super, it's just very light. I need to like find new lighting, and I need a camera eventually. I need to invest myself in a camera. But anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in my next video. That is it. I put my 2 cents, and tune in for more.